What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes on the day another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Monday, December something. It's cold as freaking hell outside. Hello? Is anybody on the East Coast? Because oh my god, like I got up, I have this morning routine, right? Where I get up, and I go outside and I get some fresh air, get some sunlight or whatever, do a little bit of walking, and my God, it is so cold, bro. I know some of y'all thinking like, Omni, stop being a bitch. You know, y'all people up from Maine and all that, you know, the northern spots. And y'all think this is not even cold. Well, it's not even minus 20 degrees or blah, blah, blah. Shut the hell up. Okay. I'm black. All right. That means any amount of cold is too much cold for me. Shit. All right. All right. I just had to get that off my chest. All right. Just cold as hell. All right. Miss you guys. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's talk about a lot of stuff that's been happening over the weekend. A lot of news you guys want me to talk about and all that jazz. But first, I just want to say thanks for stopping by. Drop a like if you guys are enjoying the video. You guys should be seeing the video from me hopefully every day this week. I think I got like something snapped where I figured something out. Again, I don't want to speak into existence because I have this issue where when I say something and then I no longer do it. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm gonna give you hints, but I ain't gonna give you all of it because then I did it. My brain does the thing. You know what I'm saying? All right. All right. Anyway, here's some unbiased news from your favorite undiagnosed host. The homie, Miss Click, hope you're doing well, sweetheart. She linked me to a video and a description when it comes to LowTierGod, okay? Welcome to unemployment news, okay? And we also have to talk about literal unemployment news as well, okay? Apparently unemployment is like at a record time, like super low. We'll cover that probably right after this. But in, you know, unemployed news, you guys don't know, LowTierGod, okay? He's a streamer, all right? LowTierGod, right? Really toxic, but like, you know, it's hard to tell how much of LowTierGod is like toxic and that's his character and how much of it is like him, you know, people kind of confused or whatever. He's an enigma on the space. If you don't know him, then it's hard to kind of explain the fact that he's a character. Anyway, Miss Click linked me to this tweet here that says, LowTierGod, aka Dale Wilson, may be the most evil man on earth. This broke my heart just hearing it, and may God protect the child from any harm that comes her way in the future. What? What do you mean? What's the problem? Huh. Sorry, I played a clip. I haven't watched it yet. I'm assuming that this is, if it's talking about his daughter, then I'm assuming this is the baby mama. I think, question mark. It's a 1 minute clip. Let's play it. It's trending. It's got like almost 20,000 likes at this point, and a lot of people are talking about it. So, all right. I'm a little worried though. I don't know what I'm getting into.
The time on it. But he says, most girls without a dad grow up as sluts. Anyways, so you better find a guy who's willing to step in full time. This is what happens when you have a kid with someone who distinctly tells you, I'm not ready for a kid. I can't do shit with a daughter. Can't teach it shit. Can't put it in sports. It can't carry on my last name. I can't be rough with it. The fuck do I need with a girl? Having a girl is pointless. They grow up, get fucked, and erase your legacy. Had it been a boy, I would have been excited, but hell no. So you tell this kid that supposedly is mine when she gets older everything that I just said.
Oh, no. Oh my God, bro, there's no way. That cannot be real. That cannot be real. Oh my God. Oh my God. That might be one of the most meanest things I have ever heard someone say that someone has been saying about someone that's their own blood daughter. Oh my. Said that there is no point to having a daughter. It just would erase their legacy and it just gets screwed by me. Oh my God. Damn. What is... Oh my shit. You know what else I'm trying to wrap my head around? I've always thought that like LowTierGod was like a character. Like I don't know people. I don't try to make assumptions about people. So I try to assume like maybe like this is just a person and they're playing a character like a shtick, you know, and it's a part of the comedy. You know, I always assume, you know, and probably some of it is because this man is very, very inventive when it comes to being insulting to people and raising. But I'm starting to think that this man's full villain. If that's That's full villain. This man's a full villain. Full villain. Oh my God. I can't imagine actually verbalizing these thoughts, right? Like, let's say you have them, right? Some evil thoughts. Okay, that's fine. But then like verbalizing and then telling her to tell the daughter this information. This can't be real. This gotta be cap, right? Like, oh my, there's no way. Oh my Lord. I checked the comments and a lot of people were dunking on him. This was from his child's mom's channel below. The story starts at 1:30 and Dale, if you're reading this, take care of your daughter. Followed by the proof is on mom's channel below. You leave a comment or support her. Please be sensitive if you can, as the daughter didn't do anything. What? Okay. All right. I need to figure out, is this, it said the proof is on the channel, so and a lot of people in the reply seems to be dunking on Dale, so I'm assuming that this information is credible. Some people saying this stuff where he has no aura. No, these are the words of a deadbeat who had no business having a child in the first place. This person said he was a dickhead back in those early FGC tourney days, but we just thought bro was funny. Even later on with the crash outs on stream of him telling fans crazy stuff, we took it as jokes and him just being a funny asshole. Shit not funny no more, bro. It's actual terrible. Bro, this is how that's what I thought. I thought Mans was just a jokester, comedian. Like, this can't be real, bro. No, you're not. You're telling me that the villain act is not an act? This person said, nigga will say, I don't know why I'm the most hated on the internet, and then say shit like this about his daughter. Can't make this stuff up. This is exactly why Dale gets shit on by the whole internet, and he wonders why he has trolls. MLO, what a POS. God damn, chat. Guys, that's... if what is being said is true, like the calling your daughter like your literal live daughter like a thing, like an object, and then talking about that provides no value and is useless. That's so mean. That's so messed up. To somebody that's your own blood, that's so messed up. Anyway, I checked his Twitch. I haven't seen if he's responded to this or not, but I'll let you guys know maybe in the future episode if he ever does. I assume that he will, but man, like, I don't know, chat. Like, I'm still trying to process. I think I'm still trying to process. That's such a mean-spirited thing to say to a child, like, who's just born into this world trying to live their life. That's so messed up. Damn. So Kobayashi said, we need some good news, please. Markiplier news. We love Markiplier news. I need a palate cleanser. You know what I'm saying? Markiplier finally revealed the release date of his upcoming movie, Iron Lung. That's right. Over 4 years in the making. His movie is only going to be available in select theaters in America, but I hope it will go international. I need to see it. I need to see it too. You guys know Markiplier, okay? Five Nights at Freddy King, okay? /TM/* after what we learned, but Markiplier is one of the greatest Let's Players to ever have done it. You probably know him, and if you don't, well, now you know him. He's actually moved in from YouTube content creation to trying to make this movie. And if you've been watching Markiplier for a while, then you know that he's been talking about this thing for so long, years, announcing it, saying how much time and energy and effort that he's been trying to create a freaking movie, and he's finally got it done, and it's out. Apparently, there was an early premiere that happened over there in LA. I think there was pictures. I'll show you guys soon. But yes, January 30th, select theaters. I live in the DMV, so I'm definitely 1000% going to watch it. Like, again, I'm going to support the homie, okay? And then I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, all right? I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I want to see Markiplier's passion project, man. I'm happy, very, very happy to see him following his dreams and moving on from the YouTube and just kind of separating it. It's great to watch people that you look up to create passion projects and continue to create in different ways. I love this for him. I love this for all of us. Like I said, there was a premiere. Here it says, congratulations, Markiplier, on the premiere of Iron Lung. You were amazing. Please support Iron Lung when it releases January 30th with Daco Games. And there's like a bunch of pictures. My man Markiplier looking super fresh and clean and fit. I love it. I'm happy. This is the palate cleanser I needed. Thank you for sending that to me. We needed some positivity in this freaking world. There's another clip also as well that talks about the fact that Markiplier is going under his alias Markiplier. You know, when he's actually making the movie, he's not actually going with his legal, you know, his government name. Okay, I don't know if you guys knew this. Surprise, surprise. Okay, but Markiplier, when he was born, when he came out the womb, right, his mother and dad didn't say like, let's name him Markiplier, right? Not his real identity. Sorry to break the veil, but yes, it's one of those self-imposed ones. I actually don't know the origin of his name. But yeah, people are kind of wondering why he's going underneath that alias as opposed to his real name. He actually has a clip where he explains why.
And people that think, you know what's funny, this thing is like, people think that I should be ashamed of calling myself Markiplier on these projects. I was like, no, anytime you see Markiplier on a project, that's because I put it there. That's my name. What do you think everyone who sees me on the streets calls me? It's Markiplier. It's not even something like a branding thing. It's just like, that's basically me. And I am not embarrassed in any way about that name, about being from YouTube. I am fucking proud of being from YouTube. I will shout it from the rooftops of where I came from, because where I came from made me able to do the things that I'm able to do. And it's going to keep making me able to do the things.
I love that. I love that. I'm Omni. That's crazy. I actually have like people that I know IRL, like in real life. Okay. You know, that other reality world that's outside of this, you know, internet world that we sometimes come to. Yeah. They call me Omni, and I don't flinch. It's not like, in fact, sometimes I find it weird when certain people call me by my real name, Steven. I'm like, huh? Who is that? Oh, that's me. That's right. I have been under this tech. I've used it for so long. I've been on the YouTube space for 10 plus years, long time. But even before that, I was Omni. Before that, I was in the Smash days. That was my name as well. And even before that, it was one of my first original tags. I've been going underneath this alien for so long that I feel like it is one with me. You can't have Omni without Steven, right? You can't have Steven. In fact, you need both. Otherwise, you're missing a very crucial point of who I am. It's pretty cool now that I think about how that works with identities and how they flesh out. They're probably different people, but same at the same time, or halves or personas. I don't know. But yeah, I respect it. I get what Markiplier is saying as well. Like, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's just interesting to kind of see it take place. But again, being able to relate, I understand exactly what he is saying. But yes, that's Markiplier, okay? I live in the DMV. I'm going to try to find some movie theaters. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. All right? I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time because Markiplier can do no wrong. That's my boy. All right? That's my gang. That's the homie. That's the guy, okay? So I'm going to watch it. And you guys know me. You guys know I'm unbiased. I'm non-biased. I always tell you guys exactly, you know, like, all right, let's see both sides here. Let's try to be up. Nope. I'm letting you know ahead of time. This joint is getting 11 out of 10. All right. I'm very happy to see this man chasing his dreams. And yeah, I guess when the movie does come out, we'll watch it and I'll let you guys know. I will find a way to watch Iron Lung, and you should too. All right, with that palate cleanser, I think we can go into a little bit more news for the unemployed before we start talking about literal unemployment, bro. Okay. Bernie Viper said the Streamer Award / VTuber of the Year. Okay. So if you guys didn't know, I think it was yesterday. What's today? Monday. I think it was yesterday, maybe day before, whatever. Over the weekend, the Streamer Awards was there, run by QTCinderella. We've talked a little bit about like the pre-up of it, and I'm gonna be completely frank. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be completely real with y'all. Can we 1-to-1? Can we lock in for a second? I don't think I care. I don't think I care. I'm curious about maybe some of the clips, maybe some of the big moments, but in terms of just like streamer drama, if it's not something substantial in terms of like impacting a whole bunch of people's lives, the tea for that is starting to get a little bit cold to me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been doing it for so long and now it's starting to get a little bit dry, but it feels like it's just circular in nature. It's the same song, same dance, just a different environment or a different routine. But you know what? Maybe I just don't know how deep this tea goes. So let's look into it, okay? So look at a few trending clips. Apparently this one was trending. This is India Love. She's a streamer. I don't know. Is she? I think she was originally a model, and she used to be on DDG. DDG is also a streamer as well for this year, and she's kind of been making her, yeah, I would say she's a streamer. She's a public figure. And apparently she showed up, and this clip was playing, and I'm very curious. From what I understood, from some of the clips and tweets and things that people are saying, There's been a lot of critique about QTCinderella, some of the jokes, okay? Apparently some of the jokes just didn't land or it didn't fly. A lot of people thought it was embarrassing. A lot of people thought it was rough. There seems to be a very strong, like, negative connotation online for what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing a lot of positives. Like, this was absolutely amazing. But then again, like, it's the internet. So for the most part, when it comes to the internet, a lot of feedback will be just negative and people love to dunk on stuff anyway. So you got to be careful with the information that you are seeing, whether or not it's just actual negativity or it is really bad. And since I didn't ingest it personally, I can't tell you personally. Maybe you can tell me. But yeah, well, let's look at the clip.
Breakout streamer of the year went to Adapt. And congratulations, and we respect you for what you did. But Rakai should have won Breakout Streamer of the Year and DDG. I don't care what y'all say. Shout out Rakai, shout out. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. Did she just pull a Kanye? Is that what the... Oh my God. So she said Breakout Stream of the Year went to Adapt. I think that's phase, everything. But it should have went to Rakai or DDG. I mean, I'll say this. Number one, okay, this is something that brings more publicity to the event. Okay, y'all probably going to remember it. But I don't know. Okay, I don't know about that. First of all, I don't think it should have been Rakai. Okay, not Rakai. I can't, for many reasons, not Rakai. DDG, also not DDG as well. Also good content creator, but Breakout, I'm not sure. I wouldn't agree with it. But it's even about the ingredients. It's about the class. It's about the class, bro. Like to coming up in here and trying to deny somebody of the award that they just won while still here is wild. It's good for drama. It's good. People are going to eat this up. Nom, but I don't know. Not very classy in my opinion. People are saying that after she did that, she got kicked out. What in the world, bro? Okay. All right. I mean, I don't even know if I believe that or not, but I mean, it is what it is. Another thing that's coming viral when it comes to QTCinderella too as well in the Stream Awards, she being the host, is this tweet from Dexerto that said, QTCinderella said that she would have been a quote unquote happier person if she never became a streamer. The biggest thing I wish I could do if I went back and was able to whisper in my ear, I would say, don't do it via the BBC. And I think she got absolutely freaking dunked. Like, donked on for this, bro. Cutie has been in the headlines for a lot of reasons, mainly because she's been like crying or stressed or apologizing, right? That's the only reasons why she's been popping up for some reason. Now she's popping up for the Streamer Awards, but before that said, hey, I'm sorry, then quit. I've been trying for 10 plus years to be a CC. You can stand on stage, fat shame, get away with it just to complain. Oh, don't piss me off. A lot of people pissed off. Another tweet, someone here saying they always say this after they are millionaires, all right? More people saying unemployed people when they realize they have to eat breakfast and play video games tomorrow. She could quit today. It would be forgotten within 6 months. Being emotionally manipulated by a streamer is next level simpology. I think as a content creator myself, okay, as somebody who can give a little bit of introspective on this and not taking like QTCinderella side on that, I think there are pros and cons to everything you do in life, right? And then, well, not everything. There are certain things that are probably just straight up pros. Like if you drink water, you will, I think, I don't know. Let's not get into logistics. The point is that there's pros and cons to like some of the choices that you make. And one of the cons, I would say, when it comes to being a streamer is that you put yourself in display for other people to view. And it can mess with your brain. It can mess with your mind. I highly recommend that anybody being a content creator or a streamer to get therapy, because the long-term effects of being on the internet just by itself, just being like literally on the internet, brain rotted, that already has some bad effects. But add to the fact that everybody's looking at you. Also add to the fact that everybody's talking shit about you. Also add to the fact that you got parasocial things going on. There's a lot of negativity that comes with that can weigh on a person, right? Also, I would like to say as well is that a lot of people like to correlate like happiness with money. Okay. And I do think that that is also a fundamental flaw. That's why you have millionaires and people with a lot of money killing themselves. Okay. Just because you got a lot of money doesn't make you happy. It means you survive. I won't be the person that says money doesn't buy happiness. I won't. Because I believe it does. If money don't buy happiness for you, it's because either A, you don't know how to spend it, or B, you forgot what it is to be broke. Okay, I think that's where I stand on that. But as I've gotten older and matured and become a content creator, I think what people start to think is like there might have been a simpler path going to life that maybe it might lead to less money for some people. And maybe there becomes a time and place where some people realize that more is not always more. Like sometimes less is more. But they're already there. They're already in the place. And then the thing is that I think there are people who are trying to strive to be there that don't understand all of the ins and outs, that can't relate because they're not there yet. And then once they do get there, they might be like, oh, I can see why this job or this position can lead you to be unhappy. With that said, because I know it sounds like I'm just like defending QTCinderella, I'm doing this thing. It's called practicing empathy, right? I do think that it's important to take a step back and recognize the position that you're in. All right, look at the world. Look at the United States. Look at the economy, okay? You're well off. You're not worrying about the economy. You're not worried about if you can buy groceries. You're not worried if you can afford health insurance. Like, there's got to be a level of gratitude that I think maybe QTCinderella would benefit from. I'm not assuming that she's saying that she hasn't, but when you look at your life and you recognize how comfortable you are, what you've obtained, and then you say that you're not happy, then I think it's a kind of an understanding of maybe practicing gratitude and think about you could be way more unhappy and it would be some things that you just don't have under your control. Again, a lot of people saying that QTCinderella has the ability to quit, which is absolutely correct, right? She can say, I'm not happy. I don't want to stream anymore and stop. But if she does, then the money train stops coming. And then suddenly other things that can potentially make her unhappy start to come into place. And I think that's probably a lot of people's grievances is maybe not being able to potentially here in this position, take a step back and appreciate what you have, but instead complain about being in such a privileged place. Does that make sense? I know it's more nuanced than that. I can have a conversation about these type of subjects, but yeah, that's QTCinderella. That's the whole tweet that's happening right here. Let me know how you guys feel. That's a very, very good topic to talk about, especially with me being in both places, right? I see both sides here and yeah, I'm very curious. So here's another clip. This one is Fan. I believe she's like the host. She goes around like the Emmys and the Oscars and usually probably makes fun of people, like Trevor Noah, all those guys. And that's the shtick. It's trying to emulate the Oscars and the Emmys, okay? And also another thing important to note here as well, that I believe that a lot of this is like community voted. So like when people feel like maybe say their favorite person didn't get voted, there might be a good chance that their fans also didn't show up to vote. So some people feeling it's rigged. Some people feeling like QTCinderella, they're playing favorites. I don't know. Probably. Probably, but I don't know.
Achievements. We've got another record breaker here tonight, too. Cenat.
Gang, gang!
This year, as everyone knows, you broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational university. So congratulations to you. Oh, and also...
haircut. Most expensive haircut because he cut off his dreads. But what do you mean the least educational university? What do you mean by that? What you mean by that? I know what you're thinking. Racism? Is it? Not everything's about racism. But because if I remember, Streamer University wasn't about not being educational. It was about teaching people how to stream, right? That was the least educational. The rule of the jokes. Let me tell you guys about being comedy. I'm sure you guys don't need to explain it, but some of you might. The rule of comedy is this, okay? If you tell a joke, specifically a racist joke, or any kind of joke, right? Misogynist, whatever. If you tell the joke and people laugh, you have succeeded. All right. If I say it, if I make a misogynistic joke about women and more than 95% of people laugh, success. All right. But if nobody laughs, then it's no longer a joke. Like, that's the scary part about a joke. The scary thing about jokes is that it's only, it's dependent on the laughter. You could argue that not laughing at a joke still makes it a joke, and some people will find laugh. But if nobody laughs, right, then the joke doesn't land. And if the joke doesn't land, then it just comes off as, well, misogynistic, bruh. So You know, I could say anything is a joke and just say it's a joke to kind of get away with it, but it could just be a statement. So anyway, I kind of feel you on that. That didn't land.
Congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
Oh, I am never doing stand up. I'm never doing stand up. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do it. Actually, I'd probably be good at stand up, to be honest. So here's the thing. When you tell a joke, it's so important. When you just read, it's not, the delivery was absolutely freaking horrible, right? Here's what I think. If you're going to tell a joke, especially ones that are in poor taste or bad taste, risky ones, right? You better stand on 10 toes. You gotta lean into it. If you tell the joke and go, ooh, I just told a bad joke, and then it loses all of its energy. I would prefer a person who tells a very bad joke and leans in on it, and as opposed to kind of like laughing at themselves, than a person who tells a bad joke and tries to go, yeah, that one was bad. It was. You gotta teach people. You need somebody up here that's a good comedian. Yeah, you need someone who's practiced at it, because this is rough. It's almost like telling a joke and then cringing at your own joke, which makes it even worse. Ugh, you feel that feeling in your chest. It's cringe. Anyway, a lot of people make jokes about Cenat looking like Diddy. I think those jokes were funny. Right? It's like the memes. Memes are just good. Memes are a great way of comedy, right? I laugh at a lot of shit and a lot of memes that are very bad. Very bad. They can make jokes about World War III and I'm like, damn, but then I might laugh because it's really funny. That's how you deliver it. There's an art to it as well, and there's good memes and there's bad memes. There's good jokes and there's bad jokes. I think the joke could have landed if it was told better, but it did not. And now, ooh, I'm cringing with her.
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this shit on. Turn this shit on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
I thought it was.
Have a good night.
Here. Do you want to do a joke?
This hurts. This hurts the chest. Did y'all watch it? Oh, this hurts the chest. You know what they're trying? They're trying. It's a bunch of it's amateur hour, bro. You know? Oh, it hurts. It hurts. I'm sorry. I know it'll make it seem like a big thing, but I have to think that you guys are feeling what I'm feeling right now. That the secondhand embarrassment, bro, from something that happened in the past. Oh, like this. Someone said W-tie little butt, right? Right, and it's got them showing that. So like you can do it in the meme and it's funny. I don't feel any cringe from this, right? I'm like, yeah, they got some similarities. You can make some jokes. But oh man. Did you guys watch that documentary, by the way? I need to pause this. Good Lord. Did you guys watch the documentary? I didn't watch it, but I heard it was absolutely wild. All right, one more clip, okay? This is Cenat and accepting his award, bro. Man's got the mustache. I like it. Ever since Mafia-thon, Cenat, I believe, has been taking some time off. He's been hanging out with his girl. He's been traveling. He's been resting. I love that for him, okay? Because the Mafia-thon was a full-on subathon that happened, I think, 3 months ago, I want to say at this point. And I'm sure that had Kevin Hart, had Drewski, had everybody you can think of. I'm sure it probably was exhausting 1 month. So Mans is getting some much needed rest and R&R, rest and relaxation. But here's him accepting an award right now. And here's what he had to say.
I appreciate everybody who decided to vote for me for this award. One thing I wanted to say to you guys tonight is, I hope a lot of creators in here and everybody at home and the viewers and the streamers really take care of your mental health.
Thank you, bro.
I just noticed that recently I just been going through things in my head, and I was able to, turn to anime, Death Note, Naruto, recently since I've been gone, and I just been able to, find happiness within that.
I gotta pause. I love it. I love it. I love that Kai is out here, this young dude, right? Is talking about taking care of mental health. I like that. Y'all know me. That's me. That's about my life. I'm always trying to take, even now, right? I try to give y'all guys news and the way they don't mess with you mental. You know how they be like doom and gloom news and drama and all that stuff is not good for your mental health. Okay. But I'm here to kind of like alleviate that so that you can get it in a way that doesn't mess with you. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's my approach. So I love that. I love that for Kai, and I love that he's young and he's telling people to take care of their mental health, because to be honest, bro, it's still something that is ignored, okay? I'm going on a tangent. I'm going on a rant, all right? It's still something that's ignored. And I think sometimes people hear the word mental health and it's like a buzzword. It's almost like an imaginary thing that you can't touch. If I tell you physical health, right? And I'm saying, oh yeah, my arm hurts, or oh, I don't have muscles, right? It's much easier to touch. But mental health is a construct. And it's something that's in your brain, and then it has an impact on your physical, but you don't know. You like literally do not know that your mental health, it might not know how it's affecting your physical. And that is the part about taking care of your mental health. So I'm glad that he spoke on that. And then also, I love that he brought up anime, man. I love that, because in my opinion too, as well, growing up, anime has been a very healthy medium that can teach you so much about yourself, right? You can learn about yourself and people and the world through books, through movies, through TV, through anime. There's a lot of mediums. With me personally growing up too as well, I grew up on a lot of cartoons and anime and all of that. And there's always a really good important message that you can take. It's one of those things too, when you can go back and watch anime and you can take it on a new perspective or a new learning or a new concept. So I fucks with this message so far. I fucks with Kai Cenat out here spitting game, and he got best streaming, I would say collab, which is, yeah, I'm guessing the collab was with him, Drewski, and Kevin Hart, which is always absolutely freaking funny.
But yeah, as for the word of collab, I want to preach to everybody, like within our community, us collabing is everything. You feel what I'm saying? So collaboration is everything. And I know this year has been very difficult on the fan bases, the communities, and
yeah, that's the speech. I want to play too much for copyright purposes. Yeah, I should watch the full thing on the Streamer Awards. It's on YouTube as well. But yes, Kai Cenat spitting game. Congratulations to him. And also congratulations to my homie, IShowSpeed. I think IShowSpeed got Streamer of the Year back to back. My man has been out here traveling the freaking world. Literally went on a world tour, bro. It was absolutely insane. Went to every single country that you can think of. And then he traveled the United States. And he's just out there. Speed's movement is crazy. Okay, the movement that Speed has is absolutely insane. I don't think I've seen that kind of movement, whatever. Mad respect to Kai, but what Speed is out there doing in terms of streaming is unmatched. I think it's unparalleled at this point, and it speaks to the consistency of that, because he is also Streamer of the Year 2 times in a year. No disrespect to the other streamers, none whatsoever, but to see this man make a worldwide like push and movement, like to be known in China as a black dude, fucking crazy, right? The only way you know that is if you like star in a movie or something like that. So that's incredible. So, but yes, congratulations, Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed, and to all the other winners of the Streamer Award. Last but not least, we gotta talk about the actual best VTuber, because this one is actually getting a lot of publicity here, saying best VTuber. When you think about VTuber, right? You think of a cute little like Oni guy, huh? Nani the ski, Coco me, you know, like all the VTuber girls who walk around and got the jiggly brooms, you know, and stuff like that. That's what you think of when you think of VTubers, because that's literally 99% of the ones that are being watched. Except apparently, I didn't even know this person existed. The best VTuber went to a person by the name of the Burnt Peanut. What do you mean? What do you mean that there is a VTuber that is called Burnt Peanut? It is literally an image of a burnt peanut. I've never seen this. I've never heard of it. I absolutely love it. I love that we're finding out about this through the freaking award. But yeah, kind of curious to see him in like motion. So I found a clip on his actual Twitter page.
Jellyfish Jam! Oh, then. Don't kill him just yet. I want to listen to the Jellyfish Jam to completion. And I'm not talking about the song. Play the Jellyfish Jam right now! Or I will send you into the shadow realms! You better start that thing back up! Start the jellyfish jam, bastard!
Okay. Funny guy. Funny. I like it. I like it. Is he wearing the SpongeBob outfit too as well? I like it. This is the Krabby Patty. I like it. It's an interesting take on VTubing, right? Because VTubing has always been synonymous, like I just said, with like, you know, Japanese animated girl with big boob. That's always been the correlation. There's a lot of people who've stepped out of that. Like you can learn, like there's like Code Miko that do like more like VR type stuff. There are people who've been dancing around it, but that is the one that gets the gooners. Okay, if you guys don't know the law of the land when it comes to a lot of content creation or a lot of spaces, they're trying to appeal to the biggest demographic, and gooners is a very large demographic with a lot of money to spend. Okay, it's a vice, kind of like gambling. And then there's gooning. So yeah, the fact that he won best VTuber as the Peanut, that's pretty incredible. This tweet went viral. You guys don't know Iron Mousey, okay, the homie, the one and only, saying me cringing at all the people mad that Peanut won. Every VTuber in that category deserved to be there. Iron Mouse being a previous winner of the VTuber awards. I believe she might have won VTuber the award once or twice or so, but she's one of the biggest and best that's done it. And then someone quote retweeted and said, hey, I'll dare to say it. If Iron Mouse wasn't seriously ill, she'd be an average flesh streamer and hate VTubers. What? Oh my God. What an absolutely nasty and terrible thing to say to somebody. Like, what? The only reason she is one is because that's what her life circumstances forced her to be. How else should I interpret her choosing to spit on the medium whenever possible? Oh my God. That is absolutely disgusting to say. If you guys never watched an Iron Mouse stream, by the way, a lot of you guys probably would never even know that she has an illness because she's literally just that funny and entertaining. Okay. She can sing. She makes really good jokes. Her voice is pretty funny. Her gaming, her commentary, she's a talented individual. And the fact that this person would box Iron Mouse into the idea of just being ill, and that's the reason why, like, that's disgusting. This is the second most disgusting thing I've heard outside of the whole thing with LowTierGod. Like, what in the actual hell? And then C-Dog in reply saying, this is such a deranged way to view the world. Log off. It's effing VTuber award. You even have Asmongold in here. No. Shit talking, inventing fan fiction to justify hitting someone who took an award from his favorite waifu. Get some help. Bro, if you got Asmongold against you, you're cooked. You're cooked. When you... Look, Asmongold is known for having the takes that a lot of people that are really unpopular, really some problem at all. But the way that he talks is almost as if he is like he probably supports Asmongold. And if you got Asmongold being like, yeah, nah, bro, get some help, then that means you are far gone. That means you are super ooper duper cooked. Absolutely nasty, absolutely disgusting. Okay, but that's the Stream Rewards in a nutshell. Actually, pretty interesting to dive into. You know what I think I do sometimes is that I think that things might not be interesting before going into it. And then I'm like, ooh, this really is interesting. I sometimes judge a cover by its book. Okay. Way too many times before actually starting to read the content. Books, by the way, that I've been reading nonstop. So yeah, this was good. I liked it. That's the Stream Rewards, you know, and just overall, respect to QTCinderella for hosting it. Okay, she's fueling the economy. Everyone's gonna be commentating on it, whether you hate it or love it. It's generating revenue for everybody, for all the commentators, for all the news places, for all the streamers. It's an ecosystem, whether you like it or not. And again, I have respect for people who create. Okay, I don't have respect for people who sit down on their thumb and just literally like, oh, that is garbage, and tweet, and then that's it. That's all their extent of what they do when they contribute to society. I have respect for people who try and create and do and make an effort to make something that didn't exist. That's what content creation is all about. And so I respect QTCinderella for doing her best on this endeavor. Okay, there's some negatives that come from it, and there's a lot of positives as well. So we'll see how it goes. I'm guessing it's not going to stop. And for me, at least, I'm just glad there was no sexual harassment there. All right, TwitchCon, I feel like every time things happen, I'm like, man, something bad's about to happen. I'm very glad that people's bodies were respected at TwitchCon. I'm very glad about that. And my guess is the people who showed up and arrived and hung out there with the people around, They all enjoyed it as well. So, you know, I call it a W. I would say that though some of the stuff was really cringe, but I respect it. I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys can let me know how you guys feel. All right, enough unemployed news. Let's talk about what else is happening around the world. Some world news, some tech news, some science news. I want to make our palette more variable here. A little bit of politics as well. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood to help you, dude. I want to talk about more things outside of the shit that we always talking about. You feel me? We need more variety at this restaurant. Anyway, you guys told me about this, which was absolutely crazy. Wait, speaking of variety, okay, the Donald Trump administration has removed Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth from the list of free entry days at national parks. They will be replaced with Donald Trump's birthday. Stop it. I don't believe it. This has got to be cap. This has got to be cap. There's okay. This has got to be cap. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Don't you believe it? I know what you guys, Omni, believe it. You better believe it, Omni. Believe it. No, I will not Naruto believe this. I will call cap on this. There's got to be something that doesn't make sense here. What do you mean? I can see him removing Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth. Like, I can see that. That I can see, right? Like, that's like, okay, that's a part of the scope. We're trying to unwind history. We're trying to give Martin Luther King less recognition. We trying to dial it back. Okay, none of this Black History Month. That logically makes sense. That I can see them doing that. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm saying that I can see the strings. But then, what do you mean that it's getting replaced with Donald Trump's birthday? What? Why does that need to be a thing? What? Why would you go from that to, by the way, let's replace it with my birthday? That is, and he can do that? Is that something he can actually do? I'm saying literally no other reason for this except racism. I promise you, you are not remotely as important as MLK Jr. and never will be. Trump's birthday is Flag Day, but that doesn't sell clicks, so they didn't tell you that. So they're saying that Trump's birthday is Flag Day. And they're replacing Martin Luther. So that's what it is. This dude is so obsessed with himself. It's insane. What the hell is Flag Day? I think I remember that back in school. Do you even get Flag Day off in school? I remember the day where you raise the flag. Anyway, that's crazy. It's real. It's a real thing. Trump admin removes MLK Day, Juneteenth from national parks. Fee-free days, bro. The Trump administration, blah, blah, blah. The Department of the Interior, DOI, recently announced its resident-only patriotic fee-free days for 2026, and missing from the list were MLK Day, which has been a national park fee-free day since 2018, and Juneteenth, which was introduced as a fee-free day in 2024. In place of these days commemorating American history, civil rights, and equality, the Trump administration instead opted to celebrate additional former president birthdays and Flag Day, which is also President Donald Trump's birthday. Newsweek. So here's my thing. Okay, so you're bringing in Flag Day to replace it, right? We're saying screw Juneteenth, screw Martin Luther King. Let's make it Flag Day instead. But also, it's my birthday too, as well as Donald Trump. Newsweek has contacted the National Park Service, the DOI, and the King Center via email for comment outside of regular working hours. Why it matters. Okay, MLK Day is a federal holiday that celebrates the civil rights leaders' contribution and legacy of promoting equality and justice in the country, while Juneteenth, also a federal holiday, commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. That sounds great, right? That sounds like something to celebrate to me, right, chat? I hope, chat. Can we celebrate it? Can we celebrate the end of slavery? Some of y'all like, nah. I feel like I want to try that. I want to try that slavery thing. The removal of these days as a fee-free national park days follows the Trump administration's pause on certain days of remembrance, including MLK Day and Juneteenth earlier this year as part of the president's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. No! It's DI! No! No! Why can't we celebrate the end of slavery? What? Why? Trump was criticized by some earlier this year for hosting military parades on June 14th, the day of his 79th birthday, although he said the spectacle was not about his birthday and was instead to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. So Trump does these huge celebrations or these things right? And it says, oh yeah, it's because it's the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. Oh yeah, it's because it's Flag Day, right? But it secretly also coincides with like him. It's like, oh, this is my birthday. Oh snap. Yeah, this is actually my. So. All right, let's talk about the real unemployed news, bro. Newswire saying U.S. layoffs are on track to exceed a great financial crisis levels. Bro, guys, chat, welcome to 2025. If you've been wondering why things cost so much, you've been wondering why. I've been seeing so many headlines that say things like, if you have a college degree, that it does not help you get a job anymore as somebody who just graduated from high school. A lot of people with these resumes are throwing it out into the AI abyss of the slot machine, nom, 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 nom. And then the resumes are just usually being used to be fed into people's newsletters, bro. Taking your data with no implication of hiring you, bro. It's bad out here, and they're talking about recessions similar to Great Depressions, bro. So let's look into it a little bit. All right, for some of you guys out here, if you're a college student and you're studying, you're stressed out because you're trying to get a grade that you feel like might not contribute to you getting a job. And you're like, what am I fighting for? You know, I can understand it. As a millennial, okay, I've been under 4 recessions, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 recessions. So I get it. I empathize. Let's see the implications of this. So this article here from CNBC says layoff announcement top 1.1 million this year, the most since the 2020 pandemic. God dang, bro. Why? 5 years later and we got layoffs similar to 2020? Key points saying that Challenger Grand Christmas said layoff plans totaled 71,000 in November, a step down from the massive cuts announced in October, but still enough to bring the 2025 total up to 1.7 million. The most cited reason for the month was restructuring, followed by closings and market or economic conditions, which kind of doesn't really say anything. But I wonder if a large portion of the layoffs have to do with Doge and a lot of the government layoffs that happened this year specifically, because they were laying people off left and right, like pew, 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 pew. They was cutting everybody. It reads, announced job cuts from U.S. employers moved further ahead of 1 million for the year in November as corporate restructuring, AI, and tariffs have helped pair job roles. That's what it is. AI, man. Woo! Taking our jobs. They took our jobs. The AIs are taking our jobs. The firm said layoff plans total 71K in November, a step down. The total is 54% higher than the same 11-month period a year ago, and the highest level since 2020 when the COVID pandemic rocked the global economy. November, Verizon's announcement that it would slash more than 13,000 jobs helped drive the total. Tech companies driven by innovations and AI listed 12,000 reductions, pushing the sector's 2025 total up to 17% from a year ago. AI itself has been cited for 55,000 layoffs this year. There we go. 55,000 out of the 71 out of what, the 1 point? Well, no, that's 1 point. That's still a lot. So it's not just AI, but AI is definitely contributing towards it. Good Lord. That's a lot of layoffs. Tariffs were cited as the driver of more than 2,000 cuts in November and nearly 8,000 year to date. The most cited reason for the month was restructuring, followed by closings and market or economic conditions. Quote, layoff plans fell last month, certainly a positive sign. That said, job cuts in November have risen. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I want to know how we got to this 1.1 million. That's what I honestly want to talk about, is this 1.1 million. Where is that coming from? And what does that mean for you and I? So I did a little bit more research and I found this article here from Money Talk News that talks about the employers are cutting the $1.2 billion through November 2025. By the way, hasn't even hit December. And if you guys know this, I don't know if you guys study business or not, if you know about it, but when it comes to companies with a fiscal year ending at the end of the year, that's where you're going to see the most cutoffs, okay? The idea is that at the end of the year, the goal is to meet an expectations for your shareholders. And to meet said expectations, they have to make sure that by the end of the year that expenses are low enough or low to a point so that their revenue shows more, right? It's like almost like a forecast and be like, look how much money we made, right? But if you have too many people working for you at the end, they're like, we got to get this number to show that we are profitable. So let's cut out 1.1 million people, boom, at the Q4. That's why you'll see a lot of firings so that we can show that we are profitable. So after you've worked here for the office The layoffs usually happen in Q4. And then the companies say, look, we made a lot of money this year. And then they start hiring people back in January, February, more. And they do the whole thing over and over and over again. Okay. So based on what it is that they need to do for their bottom line, that at the end of the year is based on how many layoffs they have, which means that restructuring for a lot of these companies and economic conditions, this is the circle of life when it comes to a lot of the businesses that don't manage it properly. They end up hiring people and then firing people just to create that profit margin. Anyway, it reads here that these are the sectors with the largest confirmed cut so far, with the largest one being technology. 150,000 people have been cut. Retail is at 100,000. Services are at 70,000. Telecoms is at 40. Food industry, 34, nonprofits, 30, and media at 17K. It reads here that hiring freezes, canceled projects, and sudden budget cuts often show internal strain. Leadership language is another clue. When earning calls start focusing on restructuring or efficiency, it usually reflects real cost pressure. Challenger data shows restructuring alone accounts for more than 128,000 job cuts this year. So a lot of companies are trying to restructure, and a part of that restructure is getting rid of people. This one here says, to strengthen your financial foundation, build your emergency fund when your income is steady. That's right. Aim for 3 to 6 months of core expenses and more if your industry looks unstable. Even small automatic transfers help. Yes, I've been saying this forever. And I say it in my Discord and I say it everywhere. Build an emergency fund. Build it. Okay. Take a portion. I know we can't. I know people that pay the check. I'm aware. I know. But build it little at a time. Put money away. Don't do that Uber Eats. Don't play that gotcha game. Take it. Take the money that you're like, what are some money that you're spending on right now that does not actually give you anything except for immediate relief, right? Or immediate happiness right now. Now take that and put it somewhere that's going to give you future comfort, okay? You can get immediate relief now knowing that you've put money away to cushion yourself, okay? Imagine you're falling from a building, right? Well, you're about to fall from a building. At any second, this building can give way. At any second. And every day you put some pillows at the bottom of the ground, like just in case. So you put a pillow there, you put another pillow, you put another pillow, you put another pillow. And then after months and months of putting the pillow away, the building collapsed. I have a gigantic pillow to fall back on. Oh man. Glad I started putting those pillows on there day by day by day. But if you're in a place where you got no pillows, then you're going to hit the ground flat. Gone. You're cooked. Okay. So start putting some pillows on the ground. Maybe this analogy can help to kind of think of the concept of delaying immediate gratification for future living, for future assurance. Okay. Because I think a lot of people's problems when it comes to trying to save is not getting that immediate dopamine of the money going to somewhere else that you can't touch, not realizing that you can restructure your brain and your system to get dopamine from saving. I got it. I got it from Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. I've been a business person since I was a baby, bro. Played Chuck E. Cheese, and you know what happened in Chuck E. Cheese? There'd be like these tickets, and they'd be like $3,000 for that prize, right? So I go around playing games, collecting, and they're like, "Hey, you want to spend it for some of these cheap things?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I want that thing that's at the $3,000. Yeah, I can get like maybe some bubble gum for $15, $20, but no, I'm going to save." So I would go to Chuck E. Cheese, boom, 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 take it, put it in a joint, save it. And I would put it like I was really into it, and it turned into a dopamine activity of not spending my tokens or my coins or my tickets, right? You can look at it in the same way and look at like saving is building you towards a thing, which is safety and comfort, knowing that if shit hits the fan, you'll be okay. Little spiel on that one, okay? Cut discretionary spending to create breathing room, okay? Review your subscriptions, your takeout and impulse purchases so you're not scrambling income, okay? Cook! Nigga, if you're poor, you better uninstall Uber right now. If you're poor, you better uninstall it right now. Right now, or I will fight you. I will come over to your house and I will punch you and then I will uninstall it for you. Cook. You know what's so good about cooking, bro? Is that it can taste good and it's cheap. You can take ingredients, but I'm lazy. Honey, I'm tired. I'm lazy. Fine. Be lazy and poor. And bro, okay? Now, there's some people who are like, maybe I got some mental health issues. That's fine, okay? We got to figure out how to learn how to cook, though. We got to figure it out. We got to figure out how to learn how to eat and off the land, okay? We got to lock in, okay? It might sound a little harsh, but we have to lock in, okay? So we got to figure out where is the income that is not necessary. There's a difference between income. There are necessary expenses, necessary ones that you have to spend money on. And there's a lot of unnecessary shit. And you got to find that unnecessary stuff and take it away. And that's how you create a budget, okay? You really got to look at it. Look at where your money is going. Don't not look away. Don't be afraid. Like, I'm not looking at my bank account. I'm not going to look at that joint. I'm scared of it. Don't be afraid, okay? Look with your eyes, with your special eyes, okay? Reduce high interest debt. Yes, bro. Okay. So everybody has debt. For the more likely than not, if you live in the United States, you've got some form of debt. You might have a mortgage. You might have a car note. You probably got credit card debt. You probably got school loans. You got something, right? But not all debt is treated equally. Okay. Not all debts should be paid off, because if you have a debt like a home loan, you don't go like, how do I pay off this house as soon as possible? No. If you got low interest rates, you're good. You're chilling. That's a low priority. Eventually you're going to pay it off, but that's with time. And that's not something that you need to focus on unless you got unless you're rich and you can just pay it off immediately, then it's fine. But even then, sometimes paying off debt that's super low interest will make you lose out on investments. Okay. That's a little bit more complicated. The point is that there are certain balances and certain debts where if you got $1,000 sitting there as a debt, they might be taking 25% interest on your balance, which means you're literally paying people, right? Literally paying people because you haven't paid them back. And that in itself is going to force you to fall into this loop where you never end up paying them. You get charged just because you have the debt itself, and sometimes it's higher. So high interest debt, usually credit cards, first to go. There's a priority list. Credit card debt. That's the biggest ones. The ones you look at your interest rates, look at the debt, also look at the balances as well, and focus on those at the top and work your way down. That's how you do credit. You do debt. But like there is healthy debt that you can have too as well. And in my opinion, if you have a credit card, guys, okay, use it and then pay it off. You don't carry the balance. Okay, some financial literacy here. What else? Know your essential monthly costs. Yes, list only housing, utilities, food, insurance, required payments so you understand how long your savings can last. Create it. Sit down, go to Excel, look at your money, look at your bank statements and say, all right, where is my money going? Where is it going? Where is it going, bro? Don't just throw money into the business and be like, I hope things work out okay. No, bro. Like, because if you break it down, then you can see. And then when you see, you can plan. And then when you plan, you can make educated decisions about your life. Okay. So don't just get an app like Rocket Money and start looking at all your stuff and categorize it. Okay. And give time to this, because I keep saying, right, we're talking about recessions, talking about AI bubbles. We're talking about locking in, getting stricter, getting tight. I don't like what the future holds. I don't like it. It's been like this for quite a while, ever since the boomers took over, okay, and then everything's been going. I don't like what it has to do. And this is not doom and gloom, okay? Don't look at this information like, Omni, I'm scared, and it's okay to be scared, but don't look at this as like, oh man, you're fair. No, I'm telling you to watch me so that we can lock in. Watch me so that we can pay attention to what's happening so that we can move, okay? Let's be preemptive, okay? We can sit here and stress about it or take baby steps in order to ensure our future. You see how I keep saying us is because we got a community here. We got to lock in, we got to tighten in, and not everyone's going to tell you all this stuff, all right? Sorry, I'm rambling, but this is something that's very, very important to me, is that you guys are good, okay? I want you mentally to be good. My homies, two things that I like to have for people is with my homies and my community, is your mental health good? Good. And are your finances good? Good. I don't give a fuck what you do with the rest of your life. You can be a gooner. I don't care. I want to make sure there's food on the table. And you're not worried about if there's food going to be on the table. And that your mental health is being taken care of. Bam, 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 bam. And the mental health kind of bleeds into also like physical health as well. Are you okay? And can you continue to be okay? That's the premise, right? And if not, we got to figure out how to make this work, okay? Review your benefits while you still can, yes. Know your severance terms, your health coverage timeline, and what happens to stock options or retirement contributions. If you have an HSA, boost contributions now to cover future middle costs, okay? So, yeah, if you guys have a job that has a 401k, make sure that you are matching it, okay? The employer usually gives you 4% or 5% or something based on where you work. Make sure you're putting towards things to your retirement. Make sure. You might think, man, I'm never going to see this money until I'm 60, okay? You might not, and you might die before you get there. But a lot of old people right now don't have retirements. You probably have family members right now who don't have a retirement, and they're going to be 60 and they're like, man, what the hell am I going to do 60 plus? How am I going to keep making money? I don't want to keep making money when I'm 60 plus. And when you have 50, 60 plus, you start having health conditions and health problems and premiums, money goes up. We have to invest in our future. Our present selves have to take care of our future selves, because no one is coming to save us. Maybe if you got some family and members that will save you, or you got some generational wealth and you chilling, good for you. Privilege. Congratulations on your spawn point, right? But if you don't, you have to assume, and I've assumed this my entire life, that nobody is coming to save you but you. So you can start coming to save your future self right now. Okay, you can take care of your present self in the present, and your present self can take care of your future self also in the present. We got to do that for ourselves. Okay. All right. Sorry for the rant. I know it seems a little ranty. I know you're thinking like, Omni, come on, bro. But please, if you do understand this stuff, then understand that I'm saying it for the people who may not. Got it? Cool. So yeah, that's the whole thing when it comes to the economy, to the U.S. recession. People don't know if there's going to be a U.S. recession. Yeah, people think that we are currently in a recession. Doesn't matter how you define it or how you label it. The point is what needs to be done. Period. What do you need to do to get ahead of it? And then once you get ahead of it, how do you prepare for it? And then after you prepare for it, once you get rid of your debt, how do you start investing? And then once you start investing, you start getting, how do you increase your cash flow? How do you increase your income? How do you get a side hustle? How do you write off taxes for that? How do you do things in life? How do you live like rich people? Okay. This is all education. Okay. You don't have any hobbies. You have businesses. These are all things to learn and understand. And it's a journey. And it might seem like it's a lot, but if you take it day by day, step by step, 1 foot at a time, and don't stress and just kind of do your best in what you can do, then you can be at that point and at that place in a very, very short period of time, because there's this thing called compounding. Okay. Compounding is one of the biggest forces in the entire world, where you take something and it compounds times two. If I say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, you'll be like, that's 16, nigga. Of course. If I say 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, you'll be like, I don't know. Or some of you might know, but that's because you freaking know it all. But it's going to be harder to tell. So the point is yes, I'm done rambling. That's the U.S. recession is kind of maybe happening right now. That's the layoffs that's happening this year. 1.1 million. A lot of it going to technology. If you are a person who has a job in one of those fields where it looks like layoffs can happen, my gang, prepare. And if you are in a cushiony gig where you're not being touched or you have security, kudos to you as well. But also prepare for the worst, okay? Have that margin of safety and have that margin of error. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. Okay, you will see me tomorrow. There's things that happened today, yesterday, this weekend that I didn't get a chance to mention, but I will bring some more things up. And as things continue happening, my goal is to cover like a lot more like variety again sources, okay? Some world news, like the stuff happened in Venezuela. There's stuff happening over there in Australia. There's so much. And I want to talk about all of it to the point where we're going to be talking here for 1, 2, 3 hours. So I hope you guys lock in. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys feel okay. I hope you guys are taking care of your mental health. I hope you guys don't stop learning. Okay. That's a really big one that I think I did for a long time that I hope you guys can take heed to, is don't stop learning. Okay. Because if you stop learning, then you stop growing. If you stop growing, you will stand still like a statue in time, kind of just existing. Okay. Continue to pick up knowledge, even if it's 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. And don't do it because I'm telling you to do it. Do it because you can see the benefits of it. And if not, if you don't want to learn from anybody else, then I'll do my best to keep educating you guys on the things that's happening around the world. All right. All right. I love you guys. Drop the like, subscribe. I'm going to get out of your hair. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends about me. And I mean that literally, okay? Share my content. I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.